little technical difficulty. But with the rectangle shoe, you can put a bunch of these things together and make a larger platform. Of course, you can always add foam to the top, add foam to the bottom. Because it's netting, you just add foam and sew more netting in and do all kinds of things. We said before, this netting is it's in small pieces, so you can hand sew several pieces together, make it bigger, and this and that and this and that and this. Something we call rigging, and this is the theme of this. This idea of rigging. We re-rig. Now, before, I think in the last film, well, I don't know. All this stuff on the back, this is maybe we'll bring in our reinforced shoe and then we'll look at that and let's see. We'll bring in our reinforced shoe, but basically in the back things a little bit different. But we'll let us readjust a little bit. We'll come right back. Okay, so what we have is one of our glass rods. We showed this in one of our previous films, but in the back, instead of having the heavy wood rod like we had before in the film before we did this one, I think it was in one of the M films, we had a heavy wood rod in the back. But now we have the heavy telescopic wood rod in the front. And in the back, to catch the foot plate, we have a very thin rod. We have a very thin rod. So this is in the back, and the heavy rod now is in the front. You can put your heavy rod in the back if you wish to, or you can put your heavy rod in the front. But we found out the physics. The weight is going this way, and so it is pushing down on the foam and pushing down on the netting and all this. So the physics is better than a heavy wood rod on the bottom, and the flotation is pulling up and all this. So we put the wood rod on the top, but to tie this together, we put a thin rod on the back side. Put this little thin rod on the back side, and then we tie it together with this thin rod. Now, you can find these at the hardware store too. It's a little glass rod. A lot of times you see these, the kids on the bicycles, they have a little flag on the back, and you can buy these at where they sell the bicycles. You can buy this little glass rod. I mean, or something similar, there's here again, rigging means that, there's a lot of other things you could do. You could put a heavy rod on the back if you wish to, but we want to maybe keep this thing light. And here again, rigging for the people who need it light. I mean, if I live, a rock throw from the ocean like I do, I could throw a rock out here and hit the ocean from my house. But a lot of people, they don't have to move along with a bicycle or this or that or whatever they have to do to get to wherever they're going. So for the people who need a very light shoe, and these shoes weigh about 18 pounds. And you can get the shoe to weigh less than that. It's a matter of rigging, designing, well, this material is strong, but it's, aluminum is stronger than wood, and of course wood soak up water, and aluminum don't soak up water. Now this foam soaks up water, but it's cheaper. Now you get the heavy blue foam or the heavy kind of pinkish foam. This from Lowe's or the hardware store. It's more compressed and it don't soak up water. But this styrofoam or styrene foam is made out of little balls, and of course they do sell this in denser form that don't soak up water. And so you can buy, normally at Lowe's or the Home Depot, they have this, and that's where we bought this from, and it has a tendency to sweat or soak up water a little bit. So once you come off the lake or whatever, you have to let it sit for about 10 minutes so a lot of the water of water drain out. So we want to keep that in mind. Now on the back. We have, we have a little tape. This is, well, this right here is tape, and we just put it at the last minute because we were making some tests. I don't know if we can get that close to it, but we're not going to move the shoes that much. We're going to see how close we can get to what we're trying to do here. I don't know how close we're going to get. But it looks like we're moving up a little bit. I want to try to show what we're trying to do here. And if we could do it, oh, I mean, hey, this thing is cute. Okay. So maybe we can move this over a little bit. I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see that? Can you see a little that little glass rod? Can you see the little glass rod right there? Can you see it? This is the glass rod we've been talking about. Instead of using a heavy rod in the back, we take this glass rod. We take this glass rod and put it. Now you see, you have to excuse all those holes because we've been using this for experimentation. And so we knock holes in it and do this, and knock holes in and do that. But the great thing about this foam, you can knock a bunch of holes in it. It don't really make a lot of difference because the thing can still float. But mainly, you can see this. You can see this rod. Yeah, you can see this. You can see this rod here, and this is this glass rod here. You can see, you can see this glass rod here. It's this glass rod here, and this is the main thing we want to show. Instead of using a heavy wood rod, instead of using this heavy wood rod, like we on our earlier films, we use a glass rod. But here again, this is relative. This is relative to this is relative. We could